So it's only 70 D4 damage.
Holy crap.
It's fine, man. It's great.
That's like, oh my god.
What?
Uh.
As the bag explodes in a huge explosion that literally blows a whole chunk off the side of the ship.
Yeah.
I was like
Right-
right next to him. I'm not in contact.
Roll. You weren't right next to him. You were a bit back, right? Roll me your dexterity save.
Yeah,
Well, that doesn't matter. I'm dead.
Eric, do you have advantage
It's
with your
massive
dex save?
damage. It doesn't matter. It's massive damage either way for them. I'm pretty sure.
Does this count as a?
I don't know. Does Scott use massive damage? I guess we'll find out in a few seconds.
I
Well,
think
I'm
you,
trying to
I'm
see
not
if I
sure.
get if I try to get.
Does he get advantage on dex save?
That's what I'm checking right now. Nope.
That was 70 D4.
That was my my barbarian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, damn it.
I have a really high dex save, but it doesn't matter. Half 176 still fucking
Action
murders
point.
me.
No, you don't even need one.
Okay. So what happens with Reich is the explosion throws him backwards and lifts him, because it's not just like straight fire damage or straight bludgeoning damage or whatever, throws him backwards and off of the ship and into the water. So Reich is obviously a huge concern. Stalbor, however, explodes. Like, the whole back of the ship completely blows up, blows apart. Everything down there just blows away, and so on and so forth. Everything's just blown everywhere, okay? I have a question. Stalbor, you have a lot of important belongings on yourself, right? You have a lot of important belongings. Where do you generally keep those? In your office? Like, say, your books and whatnot?
They'd actually be in Kieran's room.
Oh, in Kieran's room? Okay, cool. So, with the amount of damage that did, again, a huge portion of the ship is completely blown off. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I imagine you were standing at the top of the ship in, like, the middle to back area. So
I was
like,
at the back of the ship on top deck.
oh, the top deck. Yeah, right.
Because
So,
I,
like,
I was going to throw them off and then didn't.
above Kieran's room.
She's on the front of the
Well,
ship.
I was gonna say, yeah, isn't the back of the ship
She's
top
been
deck
in the
where
front
the
of the ship
steering
for
wheel
a
is?
while.
No.
Because
No.
we're in that weird...
Do you,
Oh,
do you want to look at the map really quickly?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is what I remember anyway. But it's up to Kieran.
Uh,
I saw Kieran and
Upper
was
deck.
now in the fourth.
She's number
You-
2.
Yeah, but... Oh, sure.
Because number
Yeah.
4 is where,
Yeah.
is where she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it is.
Yeah. Rip.
It is rude.
Kieran,
rude.
your entire room gets completely blown away and whatnot. Kieran was awoken from
Yeah.
what had happened. Roll me your own deck save.
Yeah. Do I get a dex save if I'm unconscious or?
You weren't unconscious. You literally heard him run into the room, grab things, and run out.
No,
So you
he
probably-
explicitly said he was being quiet about it.
Not that quiet, though. He's still running.
Kieran's a happy sleeper.
Okay.
You got what? Is this a
I'll
TPK?
roll.
What is going on?
I'll roll it.
No.
I'm
If
saying
you're
I don't think
unconscious,
I
that's
should.
fine.
I don't think I should
Oh,
roll it. That's
God.
fine. That's fair.
That's
That
fair.
works.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. There you go.
It looks like every number that rolls on Will's actual screen on his camera gets a 1. That's like, it's all well.
Best of both worlds.
Okay, so when that explosion happens, it blows off the whole backside of the ship, including blowing out where Kieran is, and everything's kind of like thrown down below. Okay? So, let's kind of like let this all play out. The only person right now to really focus on is Luca. Luca, you hear the explosion, throws you off of your feet. The entire ship rocks. The back of the ship is blown out and is now starting to take in water. The whole crew is rattled, but almost immediately jumps to their feet and starts rushing over to the area to start doing what they need to do to patch things up and fix things, okay? Luckily, because of like some of the stuff that the supplies that you guys were procuring, things that you guys had, things that you had acquired from the derelict, like the ghost ship or whatever that you had found, the supplies you had pulled over, there is wood that has slight enchantments on it, so it literally is designed for quick patches. You know what I mean? Things that it's not made out of sore wood. It's literally made to just patch things up and patch up holes quickly, so the ship can slow down the amount of water it takes in. And the crew is getting to that. You don't give a flying fuck about any of those. You only care about your friends, and you can see like once you like your ears are still ringing and you're getting up and you're like, oh my god, Stalbor. You know, it's like your best friend. You start trying to make your way to the top of the ship, and that back of the ship isn't there anymore. It's just not. When you get to the top of the ship, you start like looking around, trying to see anything. Roll me a perception check, please.
Yeah, sure. Normal perception. Yep.
Luckily for you, the first thing that you notice when you get to the ship and you're looking around, obviously you're hoping for Stalbor. You can only assume the worst. But immediately you turn and you see, look off the side of the ship, floating, dead man's float, is Reich, right off the side of the ship right there. Usually you're clad in armor, which would be a bad thing.
I'm
but
not
right now.
Yeah. I'm swan diving off the side of the boat to get right.
Absolutely. You easily are able to swim over to him to grab him, but swimming back with him is going to be something that's difficult. Roll me an athletics.
Yep. Hold on 1 second, because my strength right now is not that good.
Doesn't sleep in the belt.
I do not sleep in the belt.
Just gonna
Should
go ahead
change
and
your-
erase this 2,000 gold off my character.
I never
yeah,
put
that's a
it.
valid point.
Fun part, I never put it because I was expecting something to happen. Damn it.
Someone cast. Scott thinks we have too much money now. It's super effective.
It was too
I'm
much,
gonna use an
too
action
easy.
point.
Yep.
It wasn't easy. That was not easy.
Yeah, that was not easy.
I know.
You grab his body, and
That
with
never
like
gives us
more
money.
effort, with more effort than you thought that you had in you, you just start pulling and pulling and kicking, and actually you literally like Starbor. No, sorry, Reich, help! And like Reich and like his in and out of consciousness kind of kicks his feet a little bit and kind of like holds back onto you, and he actually helps to pull you guys. He actually helps to pull both of you back over to the wall. Roll me another athletics check as you're trying to climb him out of the water into one of the broken areas of the ship. Like use this hole for good as water's splashing up over into it.
I'm gonna use an action point.
It's gonna be some.
You take that belt away from me, damn it, and look what happens.
You didn't take it away. You took it off to go to bed.
He
He didn't do anything.
I know
to
about
it.
you, but I sleep with my WWE belt. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? Whoever gave me action points, I appreciate you because I needed them.
So you grab those and you're able to like it's hard, but you're able to hoist him over onto the side of the ship. When you climb up yourself, you grab him and you start pulling him back onto into like a safer area, right? You like grab him by his arms, pull him to a safer area. Do you want to continue focusing on him or do you want to move on?
Once he's in a safe area, like I think that he's not having any danger of falling into the water or anything
No.
like that.
It's a matter of
I'm moving
medicine
on.
check to try to like wake him up or just leave him be.
But he's alive.
You believe so, yes, because he was kicking his legs and stuff. And he kind of like held back to you, yes.
Yeah. So I am honestly just moving directly off to that, running toward the explosion where the explosion seemed to have happened, looking for Kieran and Stalbor.
Absolutely. Okay. So give me 1 second over here. Ollie, please hold.
Hold what?
Please hold.
Hold
Please hold your
Anything.
breath because you're dying.
anything. Yeah.
Kieran, what I need from you is a Constitution save.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Call and save.
Yeah, good. Grab that walking stick because even if you survive this, you're gonna have a permanent.
I know,
limp.
right?
Yeah. Aw.
Are you
Man,
happy
let's
with
go
that?
Back and forth.
Are you happy with that?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just asking if you want to use an action point or if you're
Yeah.
satisfied with the
Now's the
19.
time.
On the 19? You think so?
Listen,
Okay, I'm
on Wednesday, I had
know.
PCs rolling against
I'm a little
DC's
nervous now.
21 consistently. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, I was happy with it, but then you said that, and now I don't know. All
they fought a pit fiend. You know what I mean? And they were
Kieran.
like,
right, well, I'm gonna do it. Just,
Yeah.
24.
4 is a much nicer number than 19.
Kieran, the explosion does not automatically kill you,
Oh, good.
right?
Yay!
Right? However, you are still drowning. And so the way we're going to handle this, because there's a little bit of time, we're going to handle this with, start off with one more con save for me.
Don't fuck
Kieran
this
has a
up.
swim speed, right?
I do, but I'm unconscious. I imagine.
Right. No, yeah. I'm just.
That's a bad roll. I can
Action
roll.
point.
I can
That's
roll
a
with
bad
action point.
roll.
I don't know if it's gonna help though, because it's
Oh.
so low.
I mean,
Okay.
It's an 11. It's not bad.
Yep.
I actually
So
don't know what drowning rolls are for 5e.
fortunately, it's
Pretty
not.
interesting.
it's not a-
This isn't. We're not using them.
So it's fortunately it's not like there's a big thing for you to worry about at the moment. So you're good for now. Don't sweat it for now. What's your name? Luca. You come rushing back to the top deck, and you start just trying to look around and find out what's going on. You see that the whole crew is so furiously looking, trying to fix the ship. Not a single one of them is looking for Stalbor or Kieran. How do you feel about this? Do you try to change? Like, what do you? There are dead people lying there as well. You don't have time to identify who they are.
No, I'm in the zone where I'm looking. I'm not trying to get other people to look because they obviously have a job to do. This is just as important as what I'm doing, and there probably should be a lot of them doing it. So I'm not even trying to stop them. I am solely looking for Stalbor and Kieran.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. So, you get up there, start looking around, and as you're making me your perception check to try to find Kieran, Kieran, roll me your first death save.
Okay.
Oh! Oh!
Hype.
Will, prepare that beard for a kiss.
You go looking around trying to find Kieran, and you catch like a quick little glimpse of something off the side of the ship. Something that is it's not. Is there? No, it's like a pool of red that's out there, and you're like, "Fuck!" It's likely that that's a person. You can go after it if you'd like. You're almost positive that you saw a hand slip underwater around where this pool of red is forming.
Diving in.
Okay. So you dive into the water and go after Kieran. You like run, make me athletics checks. You do like your run and jump to try to get like as far over as possible rather than relying on your awesome swimming. Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me? Not only do you do a perfect run
Fucking
and jump,
fish, Luca.
like you do this like amazing perfect dive into the water, more than halving the distance between you and her for the underwater portion, because you like torpedo yourself with a perfect dive. And as somebody that was on varsity swim team before, I can tell you that your dive is literally what sets the pace for the race. You fuck up your dive, you're struggling to catch yourself back up the whole time. So you do a perfect dive. Kieran, roll me a death save.
Come on, crit.
No, 10. It's good.
10's not good.
No, 10
10's
is
fine.
10's
10 is
fine.
a failure.
Yep.
1 to 10 is
10's
failure.
failure?
11 to 20 is
10
success.
is failure.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
okay.
it's 50-50.
Not
That's
good.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
50, not
Not good.
45-55. So Luca,
It's not a 1, so
roll me
let's
your
count
athletics
that.
check to swim to her.
All right, before you tell me, I might not be satisfied. I am going to. You know what? I'm fine with that roll.
Well, all the hero points.
Well, I just got 3 that I didn't even know about, so that was convenient.
You know what's funny is
Also, guys, if the roll is 10 or higher, you succeed. The
okay.
timing stuff.
Okay, I thought it was 55,
thought so.
45,
Oh, it's
55.
supposed to be
I thought so.
55,
Double check right now.
It's 55, 45. Okay, that's I thought it was.
Okay.
All right,
Fair.
not 50,
Okay.
50. It's in the favor of the PCs. You know what's funny, Luca? Going back a sec, when you pulled Reich back on board the ship, it's supposed to be a DC 15 athletics to do that, but because there was a hole in the side of the ship is why you're able to pull him on so easily, right? All right, so moving on. And I know you used an action point, you know what I'm saying, because you didn't hit that 15 tier.
Right.
So you swimming down there, and you actually are able to make the gap to get there. Luca, you're doing so incredibly well. You feel like this well up of like inspiration within yourself, and you gain another action point. Okay. So Luca, you are able to make your way over to Kieran.
I identify it's Kieran though now, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely know it's Kieran. Your eyes are burning with them open underwater, and it's not very well lit because it's even though it's the middle of the night or whatever. But you can see that it's her. You're squinting and you can see that it's her. Roll me your athletics to pull her back above water. Kieran, roll me your death save. It's supposed to be her than you, but that was my beef for not saying it that way.
It's all good.
It's a fail.
So 2 successes and a fail so far. So she's in the zone where it's a 55% chance of success and a 5% chance of death. So you pull her head back above water, which is amazing. You have her head above water. There's no question about that. However, there is water in her lungs, and that's going to be your concern right here. Luca, You know you can get back to the ship, but it's going to take you some time to do so. Is that your goal, to get straight back to the ship, or do you have any other brilliant ideas that you can come up with?
Honestly, with what I have on me, my only goal is to get back to the ship.
Okay, so you're just going to make your athletics check to try to get there.
Yep, and I'm probably going to spend an action point no matter what. I'm still spending an action point.
Kieran, roll me that death save, please, for while this is happening.
Ah, damn it. Oh, well.
Don't put this up.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
You get Kieran, you swim with your 23 all the way back to the ship and get her to like that area where Reich was, where there's the hole blown out in the side. There's already a crew member that had made their way finally down there, and they were kind of like looking at Reich and trying to like check on him. But as soon as they see Lucas swimming up with their captain, with Kieran there, they immediately leave Reich and go over and grab Kieran and pull her out of the water. But Kieran, as soon as she's like above the water, as soon as her body gets out of the water, like that pressure is off of her, she's like it starts like coughing up water, coughing up everything. She, even though she coughs up all the water and everything, she still is not fully conscious. It's one of those things where her eyes are mostly closed and she's saying things that don't really make sense. You know, typical Kieran in the middle of the night. But she is okay. Seeing that Kieran's okay, that crew member then goes over to Reich and makes sure he's there. Reich actually did still have a small amount of water in his lungs, but he was able to continue breathing, so it wasn't like Reich was dying or anything like that. You know, it was just a small amount in there. They help him to cough it up. The two of them kind of starting to come to. Reich, because it's been enough time, you can roll me a Constitution save. Okay. Reich, actually, as they're kind of like having you cough and spit everything up, you finally come to. For the record, you have literally 1 health point.
So I'm gonna roll over, kind of like blinking the salt water out of my eyes, just looking at the scene. And as soon as I spot my other 2 friends, I kind of stand up shakily and I say, "Stalboy." And I just look at desperately at Luca.
Luca doesn't even take a second to look at you. He's running back to where the pit of the explosion is, looking for Stalboy.
Okay.
I'm gonna stumble over and help him. Just kind of, if anyone tries to like help me or do anything, I just like push them away, and I just go and search.
Okay. So, I just have to say this. Rick showed up. I have arrived. You can wipe the party now.
Oh, God.
A little late for that, Rick.
Little late, Rick.
A little late for that.
I love Rick. Maybe if you're here earlier, buddy. All right, so you make your way back up to the top deck, and you're trying to find where Stalboy is. And so, Reich, you make your way over there, and you're trying to do so as well. You make me, Luca, a perception check. Reich, you at disadvantage because you're still trying to come to.
Yep. I'm going to use an action point. Yeah, 25 is good.
You look off to the side, and you unfortunately do not see Stalboy there. You just don't. However, you do see the chunks of wood and everything that's all around, the chunks of Kieran's room, the chunks of like the office, the chunks of like every part of the ship that's off to the side over there. You see all that stuff sitting around. One of the things that really catches your eye is half in the water and half not in the water floating there is Stalboy's book, the one that he had received from like in that bar that one time, the one that like enhanced his mind and made him even smarter. You also do see a couple of other items that were important to Stalboy and Kieran over there, floating on pieces of wood, or like you can see like a sack like hanging, like it's satchel part, like strap is like holding on to a piece of wood. It's all kind of like floating around in the water. You can find that, but you can't find Stalboy.
Are any of those items that you mentioned items that he always kept on his person?
That
The
book.
was in, you know, the haversack has a big main section and 2 side sections. It was the big main section. That's all was in it most of the time.
Right, and so you almost always had the haversack on you, too.
It was, you know how it has the belt where he keeps his spell book? It's on the other side of that all the
Perfect. I'm diving into the water where that book is, and looking under the water, essentially looking down, and looking around to see if he's trapped under something, trapped under the boat. Just my best guess is that's where he would be if he was in the water.
The dive into the water, I'm not going to make you roll for, but that perception check I am. Reich, I imagine you just kind of like stumble forward and dive in after him, right?
I'm gonna take a moment, like with a little trepidation, just how injured I am, but all that would be overcome by just my desire to find him. So yeah, jumping in.
Roll me your athletics check for your jump in.
Hey, that's not gonna be good.
You trip and fall, you die.
You're trying to say that Luca's been doing so well at the diving, he doesn't have to roll
You know what?
mundane diving.
He doesn't want another crit.
I don't think I'm gonna jump in.
It's like you go to and then you're like,
It's a normal roll. I wasn't giving you disadvantage.
I know.
Eric?
It's just, I know.
You Eric it?
Eric looked at his athletics and goes,
It's a combination of that plus I'm at 1 health, and if I start drowning, then I'm literally going to be a liability here.
He like runs over to the
doesn't
side of the
affect
boat
drowning.
and decides not to jump.
The actual
Yeah,
rules
I-
for drowning are based on your con modifier, I think. Not that it
Which
matters.
is not
No,
great.
you're thinking
It's
of
not
holding
combat.
your. If you're thinking about holding your breath, you can hold your breath
Yeah.
for a number of minutes equal to blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But then when you start drowning, the drowning rules take over.
Yes.
Yeah. So honestly, I
Everyone
think
was
I'm
holding
just
their
gonna,
breath because they blew up.
since when he jumps in, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna actually go grab some rope and take it off the side, and I'm gonna wait for him to come back. Make it easier for him to get up the ship once he gets back here.
And so why don't we take a quick break? And when we come back, we'll find out what he sees as he jumps into the depths.
Hold
more
on.
time.
Don't tell me what we see. But hold on.
Oh.
How many
I'm
action
gonna
points do you have left?
I have 3 left. And you could best bet I'm using one.
So you have 2 left.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we'll see y'all shortly.